I have to say, I am so honored. I'm overwhelmed, and I'm fangirling out because I have someone in who I have never interviewed before, but have always watched, always admired, and always thought she was just funny for absolutely no reason at all. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Kim Coles is here!
Thank you all so much. You're doing such a wonderful job. Thank you. Hi.
Kim!
Have we never met?
We have never met.
I know you, but we've never met. Okay.
We have never met, and so it is an honor and a pleasure to meet you today because I've always admired your talent and your gifts, which we will be talking about today.
Wink.
We will be talking about today. This is the second book?
This is actually my fifth book.
Fifth book,
but the second in the wisdom series
of what will be probably a trilogy and ongoing series, right?
And more.
It is Wisdom Gifts 2, which is embracing the lessons, celebrating the journey, and living the legacy.
And I should tell people that the GIFTS is actually an acronym.
It is an acronym, and we can't wait to find out why.
You want to know right now?
I want to know right now.
Well, I'll tell you what it is, and I'll tell you where it came from. Gratitude, intention, forgiveness, triumphs, and self-love.
That's a lot.
Right.
That's a lot.
That's life. That's everything, right? Gratitude. So tapping into being grateful every day for what you have and what you don't have and what's on its way in. Because what you don't have is not even really truth. It's what it's on its way in.
Right.
Being in intention. And I sometimes transfer the I to being inspired action. So being in intention in your life and choosing the life and being on purpose. Forgiving, which we could talk for like 17 hours, forgiving all the past things that you think didn't work out the way you wanted them to, forgiving all the crazy ex-husbands, of which I have two, and then forgiving myself for marrying them because I was crazy too, which is huge to really forgiving yourself. And then T is for triumphs, which is about celebrating yourself. Where are you triumphant? Where are you already magnificent? And so often we highlight what's wrong with me, what's missing, what's not right. Why are we standing on our magnificence and standing in the side of the room where we are triumphant? And the S is for self-love, which is what this is all about, the journey towards self-love, and self-acceptance.
I'm a very specifics kind of person. I taught a class at Bennett College this semester. Mastering the Mic is what I created. And what I taught my students was being very specific about your interviews and about when you're hosting, knowing exactly what you're hosting and why you're there and who you're there for. And so I want to get specific about the acronyms of gifts when we return, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here with Kim Coles today. In case you like, who is Kim Coles? Who is that? How dare you, first of all? But we know her best from In Living Color. We know her best from Living Single. And now we know her best from a new podcast that you have with your Living Single colleague, cast member, Erica Alexander. And I think I saw clips of an episode with Kim Fields on there as well. So this is going to be a fantastic, already is a fantastic podcast. So we'll get into that as well. We got a lot to cover in class today. Y'all might want to pay attention because I am going to test you today for some tickets to see Lettucey. Kim Coles is with us on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH. LH. Jagged Edge. You just might get it. I might want it.
Be careful now. Be careful. Might bite off more than you can chew.
Take that.
It hurts to say that now.
Right? It pains us to say that now. Have you been involved in an automobile accident with an Uber or Lyft vehicle as a passenger or a driver? So sad if you had to take that. Call the law offices of Homa Malayam now. Over 35 years experience recovering for the community. If there is no recovery, there is no fee. 310-207-9009. The name and voice you trust. The law offices of Homa Malayam. So happy to have Kim Coles in the building today, baby. Yes, Kim.
Tammi Mac.
Oh, my goodness. Where do you get your humor?
My mother, my aunties. My dad also was charming and funny. My mother's hysterical.
Yeah.
And in the moment. And she and her sisters. And I used to, as a kid, whenever we would get together for family reunions, I would be in the other room, in the children's room, like, they're off having their little adult time, and I would be listening at the door trying to hear what they were talking about. So my mother.
Definitely your mom.
For sure.
As we were talking off air about your love for crystals and things of that nature, and I was thinking to myself as we were talking, you really are Sinclair.
I'll take that. That is a compliment. That is a compliment. In what way? In what ways?
Well, Sinclair seems like she would be a crystals person.
Right. Earthy.
Very earthy, very spiritual.
Yes.
Also, when I look at your hair today, it's giving me Sinclair. And I just wondered, did they hire you for Sinclair because you were Sinclair?
Well, that's a trick question because I didn't get hired. If I had auditioned for the show, I might not have gotten it. A lot of people don't know that the show was created around me and Queen Latifah. So I had an absolute influence in who Sinclair became. Just like Latifah, Dana had a big influence in who her character became. We each had a deal at Lorimar, which was Warner Brothers at the time.
Did you know
Fox.
each other?
No, we had met 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
We had met backstage at some award ceremony. I don't remember what it was. And I have this memory of, being in the makeup room and I'm getting my makeup touched up in this mirror and she's behind me getting her makeup touched up. And so we turned around, we saw each other in the mirror, like, oh my goodness, hi. And so this beautiful moment of love and respect. And she told me that they watched episodes of In Living Color on her tour bus.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my goodness, you Queen Latifah. And so there's lots of love. And then years later, we did a shoot for Essence Magazine with our mothers. And
I remember that shoot.
Right.
I do remember that shoot.
Did not know that we would end up working together. It was just, it's kismet and delicious.
Wow. And
so I was involved in creating just like she was involved in creating. And then, of course, they got the Yvette, well, she's Yvette Lee Bowser now, right. Yvette Denise Lee, to create the show.
Wow. So, okay. So explain, I know I'm going back and this ain't what we're here for, but I am interested in, you say the show was created around the 2 of you. I don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah.
So how, because you both had a deal with Lorimar, whoever it was, right. And did you have anything to do with the writing of Living Single, you and Queen Latifah, or not really?
I didn't have anything to do with the writing per se. That was Yvette's gig and Yvette's job, but I had influence. So there are, in fact, because I'm doing a podcast right now called Reliving Single, which we'll talk about. That's a little shout out. I'm getting a chance to rewatch the shows now, and there are jokes of mine that I can see ended up in the script. So I didn't write that, but Yvette probably knew my bits, or the writers knew my stuff and said, let's include this little line right here. And so to influence that in that way was lovely. And Sinclair, I am what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to influence that character. So I didn't write it.
You definitely
I live it.
You definitely gave us a character to remember. So we thank you for that, because it's legendary. It's just legendary.
Thank you. And then it took Yvette's brain to put all of this together, to put where these 2 people belong, and then bring in Kim Fields. And Kim Fields just in one of our episodes of the Reliving podcast. I'm going to keep shouting it out.
Reliving
so you get to hear her origin story.
Single.
Yeah.
Love Kim Fields.
Yes.
I've met her twice, but I met her once. She was directing a music video I was in.
Oh wow! Yeah, her directing is legendary too. If you talk to her, I watch her direct and act, and just put on the hat of the director, manage everything, and then go and put on the actor's hat and fit into that realm as well, and hold it all together. It's magnificent to watch.
But she's been doing it since she came out of her fantastic mother's womb, who was also doing it, and I'm a fan of hers. I'd probably just scream as she walked in the room.
She's all of that.
That Chip Fields is something else, baby.
She is.
Something else.
All of that.
Your book, first of all, before we get to the book, you will be hanging out with me.
I'm so excited.
For the Women's Health Expo. You're going to love it, Kim Cole.
And every year, either I'm out of town or y'all don't invite me or something. I'm just finally. And then you ask me to cook, and I'm concerned, Tammi Mac.
They tell me you're cooking.
I can sear. I can pan sear. I can boil. And now that I've added air frying to my repertoire, we don't go hungry.
Ain't no stopping us now.
Ain't no stopping us now. With a little Lowry mayonnaise or some sort of seasoning salt, and I'm in the building. But I'm glad that we get to do this healthy cooking, and especially for this
Health Expo.
Indeed, come on now.
So my brother is actually a vegan. He lives in Houston. He's going to fly down, and we are going to cook.
Excited.
Vegan Philly cheesesteak.
Well, now
I already know y'all are thinking impossible. He can't do it. He won't do it. No, it's going to taste good. I'm telling you.
Now, what happens if you are kind of allergic to peppers and onions? Because you can't do Philly cheesesteak without onions.
Can't, huh? Or the peppers, huh?
I'll have some.
Well, I guess you have to take it out. You have to take it out.
Right.
So we'll put a little to the side for you.
Okay, thank you.
It won't taste the same.
It will not. It's not a Philly cheesesteak if you don't have the onions and I believe it's onions and peppers. Yeah, it's giving me a stomachache thinking about it. But not your brother's cooking. I'm sure it's wonderful. I'm sure it's wonderful.
It is delicious.
And I'm from Brooklyn, so I've been to Philly many, many times, and I've had.
Do you have cheesesteaks, or you don't?
I've had them back in the day before I understood that they caused gastric distress, is what I'd like to call it.
Well, the vegans don't cause gastric distress. How about that?
What do they call? What do vegans call it?
No,
just good food.
It won't give you gas.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right. Okay.
You're gonna be smelling good after you eat it. People won't have to move out your way.
Okay,
no gastric issues, Kim goes.
Stand down, everyone. I've had onions and peppers.
The Women's Health Expo, please join me. You will be the sous chef, so you'll be chopping up the peppers and chopping up the stuff, and handing it over. So you can and being who you are.
I'm excited.
And maybe we can even have you read some excerpts from your book while we're on stage. Would that be good?
Happy to do so.
Speaking of your book, let's talk about it. Wisdom, Gifts 2, Embracing the Lessons, Celebrating the Journey, and Living the Legacy. So I want to get specific about this because we already know it's an acronym, right? Gifts. It's gratitude, intention, forgiving, and triumph. Yeah. So I want to know how do you become grateful for what a lot of people talk about this, being grateful for what you have, but still wanting more. And that looking not grateful.
Right. So I got to give a little bit of an origin story. This actually came out of a time when I wasn't particularly grateful. I was depressed. Living single had ended. There were no opportunities, no work. I had a few auditions here and there, but nothing came in, and certainly nothing that felt like this. I call that show one of the sparkling jewels of my career. Yeah. And I'm saying one of because I believe that I'll have another, but it really was the sparkling jewel of my career. And being really depressed and expecting great things to happen, and they didn't. And I went exploring, what are my gifts? If I'm not on a TV show, what I didn't answer before is where do I get my comedy from? I got my comedy from watching all the great comedians in the 70s, Carol Burnett and, Mr. Cosby and the Richard Pryor and Flip Wilson and all those, great variety shows, and saying, this is what I want to do. And so now I'd had an opportunity to do it, and now the show was gone. And I'm not sure how I was going to express my gifts. And asking myself, what other gifts do I have if I'm not on TV? I can't cook. I done told you I can't cook. I can't type. I don't have any other skills, soft or hard or whatever the skills. I was like, this is what I felt I was meant to do. And so in that exploration, I got depressed. And in that exploration, I got myself a therapist who said to me, what are you grateful for right now? And I said, lady, I just told you I ain't got no job. I'm buying hair, and it's very expensive. This is back in the day when hair was it wasn't as readily available. Right. I would buy the hair and stick it in the bed.
What year did Living Single end?
98.
Oh, okay.
98. So this is the end, about 97, 98, I would say. So anyway, long story short, in the exploration of her telling me, you've got to be grateful for everything. And I was like, I'm depressed. Here's how I expressed my depression. I shopped I was shopping through all of my money. I ain't got no man. I was like, what? And she said, no, you have to be grateful for what you already have, and be grateful for what's on its way in. Be grateful for all of it. And in that exercise of writing 5 things to be grateful for every day, even if it wasn't there, I was like, I gotta just make this up. She said, yes, that's how you bring it in.
How do you find it if it's not there? How do you find gratitude if it's not there? What was something that you put down?
You look for so the exercise was to look for 5 things that I'm grateful for every day and I can't repeat. So the exercise was, by the second week, I began looking for things to be grateful for. Ding, 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 ding. So first first you can go, I'm grateful for the 5 fingers on my left hand. I'm grateful for the 5 fingers on my right. I'm grateful for my mommy. I'm grateful for my dad. I'm grateful.
Right.
And about 2 weeks of that, you start looking around. It's like, oh, I'm grateful that I had a conversation about locks. I get to write that down. Oh, I'm grateful to find out that you're a Bennett Bell. So is my mother and my stepmother. Ooh, write that down. Like you begin looking, and then here comes the magic.
To be grateful for.
Then the creator goes, oh, wait a minute. She's in gratitude. I'm going to send her some more stuff to be grateful for. Watch this. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. Watch this.
That just
wake up
chills.
Tomorrow morning. When you go outside for a walk, the sunshine's going to hit your face. You're going to be so happy. Look, the sun. Oh, I haven't taken a bath in 2 days because let me be grateful for that shower I'm fitting to take. Guess what then? Like maybe another few days, a residual check will go up, will come in. And oh, this time I'm going to be grateful that I'm not going to shop it away. I'm going to be in anticipation, in positive expectation. So that's the trick. The answer is how can you get into a state of positive expectation?
So you have to, and what I hear, because this is where we all fall short, right? You have to start, number one.
Yeah.
And even if it hurts, even if you can't find it, even if it's not there, you have to force it. And eventually the habit will build around you where you're automatically looking for the gratitude to enter into your world.
Right. But I'm going to add to this that really, if it feels like you're forcing, then the energy of forcing. I'm going to find something to be grateful for.
My thought.
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't work that way.
I don't know if it works that way. But if you allow, so there's forcing.
Okay.
And then there's allowing. So how can I allow myself that no matter in the darkest moment I'm having right now, isn't there something?
There's got to be something.
There's got to be something. You know what? My air fryer. I enjoyed my air fryer this morning. Thank you, air fryer. And I do think that God, the creator, the God of our understanding goes, she's so happy for that. I'm going to send her something tomorrow. Watch this. Watch this. Tomorrow, a phone call is going to come and it's going to be an audition. Or tomorrow, you're going to, be at the coffee shop and meet a cute guy. Whatever that is, whatever it is that you want, like you begin to.
But when we talk about gratitude,
be in positive expectation.
Kim, if sometimes it sounds like it's not okay to want more.
Oh,
you know?
I think
because you can be grateful for everything. I can be grateful for everything that I have accomplished, for being on this microphone, for knowing Stevie Wonder.
Please.
But then I can be like, but I still want to be on a TV show.
Right.
So does that make you ungrateful?
No. Here's the trick that I learned. I had a teacher that said the first rule of life is more life. So the fact that you want more means that it's available to you. So here's the trick. This is magic. Wait for this.
We like it. We like it. Pull the crystals out. We like it.
What if, and let's say you don't believe me, what if everything you want wants you back? So that desire that you have is been placed in you because it's possible, because it's doable, because it's meant for you to have. So there's someone, right now outside and they never even thought about being on TV. That's not a desire of their heart. And so that, not to say that couldn't happen for them. Right. Maybe it's, by happenstance, it happens. But because you want it, it is within your realm for it to happen. Like the creator placed it on you because you're supposed to have it. And so then it's up to you to go grateful and go inspect and go do your homework and go looking for the ways that you could make it happen.
And so I guess.
And so the more I remember that, and I'll be forgetting it all the time. That's part of the journey. I'm being honest. I forget too, but it's like the desires of your heart are there because they're supposed to be they're supposed to be made manifest.
Yeah,
it's totally possible.
There are times when I'm like, God, take it away. Take the desire away. I don't want it. I don't want it. Please take it away because it's been a long time. So we move into intention then because your book is all about wisdom gifts. So gratitude, intention.
Right. And I want to say too that I had, in this particular book, there are 18 authors. The first book, there were like 40 authors. So I partner with these amazing people who want to tell their stories through the lensing of gratitude, intention, forgiveness, triumphs, and self-love.
That's good.
So I put out the call like, hey, who wants to collaborate with me? I also teach them how to tell their stories and how to tell it in a way that will have the audience really resonate with it. And so that they now are getting their stories out of their hearts and into the world so they can transform others. So that's part of the journey too. Yeah. So what was the question?
Intention.
It all starts with intention. And I say, I'm going to add to that inspired action. So if you want to be on TV, there's some actions that you would want to take. to make that happen, whether it's using the connections you already have, whether it's, teaching the broadcast class that you teach to those ladies means you're staying, you're sharpening your saw, so to speak. So you're staying having this conversation with me. How do we know that maybe a year from now, you and I don't collaborate and create something? You don't know, you just put that out there.
Right.
So just being in intention, studying the way I'm watching you do, like we talk about something, you go look it up. You're intentional about putting in your sphere and putting in your world what you want to learn about, what you want to explore. And you get to decide that's not for me, but to be intentional in learning. You can't sit on the couch eating bonbons going, when's it going to happen for me? Although bonbons are delicious. By the way, I'm lactose intolerant
I've never had a bonbon.
What is a bonbon?
I've never had a bonbon.
They're chocolate covered
marshmallows?
ice cream balls.
Is that what a bonbon is? Oh, there's ice cream. A bonbon is ice cream?
A bonbon is ice cream.
So would a dips be considered? No,
I guess
probably
it
not.
is. And they have these little Girl Scout dips now. I think
Really?
Girl Scout, like the York Mint Patty. Is that what bonbon is?
So I don't know how we talk about we talk about gratitude, we talk about intention. I don't know how forgiveness got all twisted and tangled up into this whole gifts thing.
Well, I needed
Kim.
I was pondering one day, what are my gifts? I was like, gifts, what would be a great acronym? And the forgiveness work is the big piece. It's the hardest piece. It's the letting go that which doesn't serve you anymore. And the analogy I use is, don't you have something in your closet that doesn't fit, is out of style? You just keep it in the back of your closet because I don't know, one day, just in case.
Just in case.
And just in case what? Like, it's a just in case what? It's out of style.
Just in case I lose these 20
comes back in
pounds.
style.
Just in case.
But what about living for today? So, like, let some stuff go that doesn't, because it creates more. I told you I'm a shopper, right? It creates more room in the closet for more to come in.
Right.
Like, let that old itchy, scratchy thing
What
that
if
didn't fit
someone
back
is
then.
not forgiving you?
Well, I don't know that you can control whether or not someone forgives you or not. You can ask for forgiveness, and if they choose not to, then you can separate yourself from that. Like, that's on them. Like, forgiveness is for us, right? So it's for us to let go. I don't know that's a good question. If somebody doesn't forgive you, then that's their work to do.
Yeah.
That's their work. Right?
So triumph. We are winners.
But forgiving, make sure we forgive all things and then forgive ourselves.
Absolutely.
That which we think we did wrong. Because weren't you doing the best you could with what you had at the time? Like, I don't think we're, evil people. I think I did the best I could, and asking forgiveness is a powerful thing. I had to do that this week.
Really?
With someone.
Ask someone.
They let me know that I had offended them in some way I didn't know. And they said, I knew it wasn't intentional, but I could still acknowledge that could hurt your feelings, what happened, what was said, and the way it was said. I can acknowledge that wasn't in. You come to an understanding.
It's always nice, though, when someone can say, hey, you offended me, I didn't like that, so that you at least know what that you did something.
Right, or that they perceive that you did something. Because here's the other piece. This person said, I knew it wasn't intentional. I was like, do I have to still apologize? Oh, okay. Because she wanted that release. And I'm so sorry that hurt your feelings, and I didn't mean it in that way. And then we cleared the air. Right. It's complex sometimes.
Isn't it?
Here's the bad news, is that when somebody says, you did something to me, like, I don't care, and I'll do it again. Like, we got some work to do. But it's freedom. It's freedom.
And freedom leads to triumph.
Yeah. We put ourselves down. What's wrong with me? I had a coach. I have to give her props. Her name was Andrea Quinn. It was the first coach I ever had. And she said, go stand on the side of the room where you are magnificent. So on this side of the room, I could lose a few pounds. I'm not a great cook. I got flat feet. I can't type real fast. But on this side of the room, I can, make people laugh. I'm really interested in other people. I'm funny. I'm weird. I'm, whatever. Keep your behind on this side of the room.
On the side of the room where you're great.
On this side of the room is where the window is, where you could jump out. But on this side of the room has the door where you can open opportunity.
Yeah.
And we put ourselves down. And this is what's missing. This is what's wrong. Keep your behind in the good side of the room.
I love that.
And this doesn't mean even, this is about confidence.
Right.
This is not about, narcissism or
ego.
Right. It's really just about, where am I? thebomb.com. What do people come to me for without even thinking? When they call me, they need a word of encouragement. That gets to stay in the good side of the
and
movie.
living in your greatness too. A lot of us don't live in our greatness because we're so focused on the things that we're not great at.
Yeah, like I'm horrible at
Yeah.
maths. I wasn't born to be good at math. That's what they built calculators for. I had to do I went to summer school 3 years of my high school, and I went to a specialized school that you had to take a test to get into, so I'm obviously smart. But the maths were worrying me every summer school. Math, geometry, calculus kicked every part of my behind. Why do I need calculus? I'm never... But, this is so... You shore yourself up where
and
you can.
And the S.
Oh, it's all about self-love. It's all about self-awareness, too. And that's the work, really, is to be so aware of where you... to be aware of all of this and be aware of where self-love could use a little shoring up, and where of the actions that we take that are less than elevated. And I'm not going to say mistakes, because mistakes lead to lessons, and to embrace the lessons. Like, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't know that. Now I know what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
Self-love.
Yeah. Absolutely. So this is, I love it, because all of it leads to self-love, right? The gratitude, the intention, the forgiving. It just all leads to self-love and the triumph. Once you triumph, you can't help but to love yourself.
Oh my goodness. And it's the work. It's the work that is the most worthwhile, I think. Because when you have that foundation, then there's a confidence that comes from that. So that even though I've made mistakes, or even though life has been tough, or even though this marriage didn't work out, or even though all those other things, you still have yourself. And not in a way like, I could do, please forgive me for using this phrase, but I could do bad all by myself. That energy of, I'm a victim. I'm sorry, I'm a victim. I'm a victor, baby. But that energy doesn't feel very...
light.
Light, right? But if you are an overcomer, you get to, I always think that we're all overcoming and becoming all the time anyway.
Yeah, we're talking to Kim Coles. Hi, Richard. What's up?
How y'all doing today? How you doing, Kim? And my name is Richard, and I would like to... Kim talked about being in a positive space, and she was saying don't stay in that room of negative. But when people... How do you react when people say you might be crazy for being too happy?
Ooh.
Then call me crazy. It's about perspective, and it's also about, I have to use this phrase, misery loves company.
Yeah.
And so would you rather me stay, and me meaning you, whoever you are, stay in a state of pain and misery and spiraling downward and never making it, and this is what's wrong with the world, and would you rather that I stay there? Do you want to stay down there? Do you really want to stay down there with me?
Right.
One of us has to be willing to begin to spiral up. We always talk about there's a beautiful visual reminder of how the lower vibration emotions are, pain and anger and dismay and worry. And then as you go up the mountain, it's like, possibility, being willing to, lightness.
Things come to you.
Bliss, joy. Right. Just, even just being neutral sometimes is better than all that other stuff. And
Cheryl, talk to us.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Kim Cole, nice to hear from you. I agree with everything you're saying. I just wanted to add, because I practice everything you're saying, I just wanted to add that you have to be careful with your high self-esteem and your confidence, because the enemy will try to test you and make you fall away from it. I can speak from experience. So there's a fine line in being overconfident, having too high self-esteem, and having it too low. So you have to know that fine line in order to keep your place.
I say,
Cheryl.
I say, keep your esteem as high as possible, so that when the enemy does come, you see it and you are impervious to the attacks. And they're going to come, because life be lifing. But I don't think you can have too high. There's we know that people.
That's like the brother saying, too happy.
Yeah.
How can you be too happy? How can you have too much self-esteem? How can you be too proud? How can you know?
Because then it becomes if it's spilling over into narcissism, if it's spilling over to ego,
right?
then that's a whole other conversation.
It's a whole different conversation.
I think that life be life, and such that I think the higher your self-esteem, the more prepared you are for any attack.
Yeah, and anyone who finds that discerning probably don't need to be around you.
That's right.
Like I think that once you start finding that self-love, a lot of people start falling off.
Oh, they sure do. Like,
and
then that's too good.
That's
over here.
that's the downside of finding who you are and being being grateful and triumphing and having the self-love. People all of a sudden, people that you always knew that perhaps you trauma bonded with,
right?
All of a sudden they just fall off, and you like, I ain't got no friends no more. Where they go?
They don't realize that it's available to them too.
Ooh.
And here's the thing too: it's available to all of us. It's not like it's available to all of us. This knowledge, this technology, it's available to all of us. And you just have to choose it. And guess what? I think what happens is you sit in this pool of hot messery, and you know what it is. I know what this hot mess. I know what all the hot mess is.
Look, the book is Wisdom Gifts to Embracing the Lessons, Celebrating the Journey, and Living the Legacy. She's going to be hanging out with us at the Women's Health Expo, May 31st. We're giving away $1,000. We're giving away, is it a Birkin bag? What kind of bag we giving away? I don't know.
I'm talking about.
I might be lying. I don't think it's a Birkin. It's a Tory Burch. We're giving away a Tory Burch tote bag from Bloomingdale's, a metallic one. So, it's
nice.
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
Am I eligible?
Metallic. You're not eligible.
Okay,
Kim.
that's all right. I'll go get
and so we got more Kim Coles coming up, y'all. You and Queen Latifah, do y'all still?
We do still talk. We don't talk as often as anybody would like or wants to like. But I will say that the Living Single cast has what I like to call an epic text thread. And the six of us with Yvette Lee Bowser, we celebrate each other. We share private jokes. We love on each other.
The entire cast?
The entire cast.
That's dope.
We texted today.
Read the last text, Kim.
Where's my
the
phone?
last text of the cast of Living Single. Living Single. The last text.
Let me see.
Just
Make
the
sure
last one.
Make sure it's not naughty. Hold on.
Yeah,
let's
just
see.
the last one. And tell us who it was.
Okay. Hey, hold on. No one has ever done this. I don't know if I'm allowed. I gotta talk to them. Hold on. I can't tell you what we call it. We have a special name.
We respect that.
Okay. So from Kim Fields, thanks, fam, for all the birthday love and about 17,000 hearts. Thank you. So we have a nickname for her. So happy birthday. And then Dana Latifah said, hey, let's go easy. She was congratulating.
Who's Easy?
Easy is Easy. It's Erica Alexander. She calls
I thought it was Easy.
I was
like, Easy in the text. What y'all doing?
That's next level right there.
She calls her Easy. I call her Erica E in the place to be.
Okay.
So we have little names.
That's a whole little New York vibe right there.
Yeah, right. DMC-ish,
right. She said, let's go Easy. So I think something happened with Erica that, we were congratulating her for her new show. So,
she has a new show. Yeah, that is dope. Yeah.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Well, we ain't
Is there
trying to get
anything
all
in there
up
about you guys coming back? Maybe doing a new season of Living Single?
Let me check the text.
Yeah, could you put that in the search bar?
I think you would know that one, Kim.
And then we also have the little memes of us from from the social, like the little baby memes and all that. Hey, did y'all see this one? There's talk of it. But I always say that we have neither been contacted nor contracted. Right. So I think everybody's just too busy for it to happen just yet. I always say that we still look good, so let's do it. So I think it's in the ether, but hasn't been brought down to earth yet.
I just received a phone call. From a person who said that he admires you, had a crush on you, and is loving everything that's coming out of your mouth right now.
Isn't that
and that was from Stevie Wonder.
What?
Yeah.
Come on. I can't. You're going to make me cry.
You were in there, so I couldn't put you on the phone with him.
To know that he's listening, but to know that he even knows, and
he said he remembers the show, he watched the show, and he loves when people are motivated to do positive things, and that this was a great interview with what you're speaking, and he's going to buy your book and read it, is what he said.
Thank you, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
I shouldn't sing. I should not sing.
He told me to tell you, otherwise I wouldn't have said it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stevie Wonder. You are a wonder. There is no wonder why you are a cultural icon. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. That was humbling and delicious.
And delicious.
It means I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the work. You know, like we were talking to this other couple of people who called. It's all just a choice. It's really just a choice. And when I learned that piece of it, it made it so much easier. So I can choose. I get to choose to have a different perspective. Okay, let me try that on. Because I've tried, like I said before, I've tried sitting in the soup of negativity and pain and despair, and it's not going to work. Let me just try something a little higher up and just give it a try.
Yeah. Would you think, you talked about 2 past marriages, do you think you would get married again?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, there was a brief moment like that.
Yes.
Is Chris?
Yes. Let me say this. So here's what's great about that question is I've actually found a partner, a life partner, and a soulmate that it is so powerful that I don't have the need for the traditional like if we never got married, like we're solid, we're good because I was so the first time I got married I was 23. You're young, you want to be married, you want to, all the traditional stuff. And the second time I got married, I was 53. And I realize now that I think I got married because somebody else had asked me to marry and then it didn't go through. And so I was like, I'm gonna take the first thing smoking. Ding, 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 ding. Sir, you wanna get married? Ding, 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 ding. Somebody wants to marry me, see? And I don't think either one of us were really truly happy. And it's like, it moved too fast. Mm-hmm. And so now that I'm settled into a relationship that is loving and caring and spiritual, and we talk it out, and we have, an intention to always return to love. Yeah. And so that's what matters. And so if there's a wedding one day, that's nice. If not, I'm so happy right now. So yeah.
That's good. I hate, what I hate?
What do you hate, Tammi Mac?
I just don't like this. I don't like that every time Tracee Ellis Ross is in an interview, they talk to her about not being married and not having kids. And I just wonder what I don't know the word, but what is that? That like, is there nothing else to talk about other than me not being married and me not having kids? Like, why but they never do that with men.
No.
Common's been with 1,001 million quadrillion women and has never married one, but nobody says, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids?
They do pressure him. They ask him, but they
with each woman.
With each woman. Who was it that said he's a beautiful butterfly and he just, like a bee, and he just goes from flower to flower? I hope that this one is solid. It's final. Meaning,
right.
Common. I hope so. Common and Jennifer, allegedly.
Well, if not, it's fine too.
Yeah, it is. I think what happens is, the society that we're in and the tradition that we're still traditional in our thinking that women should be married by a certain age, and men can flit from flower to flower. And I think because she's such an awesome woman, we wonder why hasn't she, like, what's going on? We just imagine that we want somebody to snatch her up. And that will happen for her or not happen for her. I think it's her choice.
Right.
She gets to decide. She has lived such an incredible life that why is marriage, unless she really wants it, why are we putting that on her? She's phenomenal, super smart,
extremely talented.
Extremely talented.
And all we can talk about is why she ain't got no man.
Right. I don't understand. Right. Because I guess the expectation.
They do a whole article on it.
Right.
I'm like, really?
Right. And the expectation is, well, somebody should snatch that up. And maybe she didn't want to be snatched up by the people doing the snatching.
Hello.
I'm sure if and when she finds someone amazing, she will do that if she feels that it's right for her. But she's a beautiful example of, being able to, the question of, can you have it all? And I would say that she has it all, and that would be a beautiful addition to her life. That nothing is missing from her life.
Miss Beverly.
Yes.
Talk to Kim.
Kim, thank you so much. When one caller asked you, what would you do when people may say something negative about you? And I was waiting for you to say, I say, woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo is something that my mother gave me when we were children. if words would fail her, she didn't know how to, what to say. If I broke up with my little boyfriend, or if I got a, B instead of an A. Oh, woo, 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 Kimmy. It's going to be a woo, 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 woo. And it means I see you, I love you, I acknowledge you, I got your back, I love you. And so I ad-libbed that on the set of Living Single one day. And they were like, I don't know what that is, but we keep it at the show. Woo, 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 Khadijah.
I love it.
And so you can use that. That is a way of adding positivity and joy to any situation. I woo 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 myself.
Well, woo 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 to you being here, Kim Cole. Yes. Okay. So the book again, please check it out at Amazon, and she will be selling the book at the Women's Health Expo, so you can grab it, get a picture, sign your autograph,
all that. And I actually have a gift for everybody listening. I have a gift for everybody listening. If you go to wisdomgiftsbook.com, wisdomgiftsbook.com, it sounds just like it spells just like it sounds. I actually have a gift for everyone. It's a gifts workbook.
Okay.
So it's this beautiful free workbook where you can work through all the principles of gratitude and intention. Like you journal and you get in there and you ask yourself these questions like, what did you like to do when you were a child? Because I think some of us are still searching for something, or we think that we need to search for something. And I'm saying it's already there. So wisdomgiftsbook.com. You download it. It's free. I'll be, and I'll send you some emails and check in on you and all that.
And you have also gifted us a few books to go into our KJLH gift bag. So if you register at KJLHradio.com to come to the Women's Health Expo, you will get one of the wisdom gifts too, embracing the lessons, celebrating the journey, and living the legacy inside your gift bag. Plus, you get to meet Kim, you get to see Kim, you get to talk to her, and she's going to be on stage cooking on the Healthy Dishes stages with me.
Chopping onions. They're going to make me cry. Chopping the foods I don't even eat. Thanks, Tammi Mac.
You're welcome,
Brother Mac.
I always love giving people a challenge,
I appreciate
everybody,
it.
Kim Cole's in the building. Thank you.
Thank you. This was an honor.